So today, Chnam Tmei. Welcome to a special Khmer New Year episode of Chluy Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Hellachluy. Today we have two special guests born and raised in Long Beach, California. Mo and his sister Naran are the co-owners of Phnom Penh Noodle Shack. Mo is also a good friend of mine. We met during my first trip to Long Beach back in 2012. Man, time flies. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Namo. And Panet, can I just call you Panet or Hellachluy?
Panet's fine, yeah.
Panet's fine. All right.
Yo, it's been a minute. You know, it's good to catch up with you guys. So I would love to share your family story, the story of Phnom Penh Noodle Shack, and just a little background of just a little bit background about your family and your personal experiences. Both you, Mo, and Naran, growing up in Long Beach as immigrants, and your family business was like the staple of Long Beach since the longest time, right?
Yeah, since 1985 we opened.
Wow.
So my dad, they came since what year? 1984 when they arrived, and then they just saw opportunity in this small little shack, right there in Long Beach off the corner of 17th Street and Cherry. And they bought it off of this Vietnamese owner. I think it was a Vietnamese owner. It used to be called Jerry's Cafe. They were selling Vietnamese food and coffees and comfort foods and stuff like that. And then my dad and his sister and his his brother-in-law, they hopped on it and they purchased the building, and then they created the brand called and now it's called Phnom Penh Noodle Shack. But previously it was the community was known as Talola, right? Talola.
Yeah.
Babalola.
You know what's funny? I don't think we had a name yet. Phnom Penh Noodle was named when my brother came in, right? So it was Cherry's Cafe. It was
Cherry's Cafe. Was it? Cherry.
It was just Cherry Cafe. Yeah.
It was Cherry's Cafe. That was it. I was trying to figure out the name.
Yeah.
Why the name Cherry Cafe? Was it because of Cherry Street, or was it because of
Cherry Street? That's it. It was something simple, straightforward,
Yeah, Cherry's Cafe. That's it.
But then later on, the community, the business started doing well. Started building a name in the Asian community. My dad started bringing in a lot of Vietnamese people coming in because he also knew how to speak Vietnamese at that time. And then it was comfort food. I mean, it was cheap foods, like $3 a bowl back then, and the customers just loved the vibe, the energy. And my dad was always, he was always like happy. He was always, loud and joyful, and you can just feel his energy, and he's just attracted all these people, and he just provided great service. Dude, he would know when you step in, a couple of times, he would know your order right off the bat. Hey, that you want the Coke, or you want the, order one Bahutsuko right now. He'll just call it out, yell it out, and that's how he started building his community and his customer base. So, dude, it's that is something like I feel we need to bring more of. We're kind of maybe lacking in that area. It was something that I remember for sure back then. And then now I think it was known when he started building the traction. The community started calling the shack Talola, Talola or Babalola out here, because it's just a loud place to be in, and you can't really hear your conversation. Maybe you're talking to someone while eating it because it gets pretty loud, and it feels like you're in like a club, So, but that's what I remember.
Like they said, it was like a joint or like a place to be at when to unwind. After work, people go there to just talk shit, or sometimes we're just eating gossip. That's what we do, and then we're loud and we just it's just a little community. It takes you in a different world. Like, we're outside of reality. You go into the restaurant, you're like, it feels like you're at home. It feels like you're comforted by the food. So I mean, that's why we continue to do what we do, because that feeling of community and love and warmth is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
So yeah, our father and our mom, obviously she helped out too, and our aunts continued the restaurant as well. But then now it's our turn to like keep the legacy alive and to keep their dreams alive too. So
through Khmer cuisine. And if you guys never been to Long Beach, make sure you guys stop by Phnom Penh Noodle Shack. That's like the flagship. But they've also have rice strings, so they're growing, and it's like I always have to get the standard Phnom Penh noodle.
Yeah.
Do you like it with soup in or soup out?
I didn't know about the soup out until I got to Long Beach. I'm like, that was so new to me, and I actually like them both, but it's like with the bone on the side, it's really a different way of approach for me, and it's a good experience because I like enjoying it and like tasting the broth separately and just kind of putting the hoisin directly on the noodle is like way different, but it was totally different for me. Like it was like wow, how come like Long Beach has this, but like everywhere else is like they don't do that anywhere else. So it's like Long Beach is really special. Is that how they do it in Stroke Khmer, or is that how your parents made it, or is that something they learned from Cambodia? Or
I think my parents, they brought it from Khmer for sure. Phnom Penh, that's the our number one item on the menu. Katil Phnom Penh, katil, which is different than pho because of how we make the broth. The broth is made from pork bones, mainly pork bones, but we do also combine it with other bones, beef bones, chicken bones as well. But that's where all the flavor comes in, and we use also we add vegetables in there as well. But mainly, I would say it's the pork bones. We use dry squid, to bring out the umami flavor. We don't use any fish sauce in our broth, compared to pho. So I think that's something that I want to make sure, hopefully everyone can distinguish the difference between those two. For me personally, I'm proud of what we do and the food that we create. And then the broth is very important for us too. And you can't go wrong. For me, you can't go wrong with the katil ko. Dry noodles. It's something that my dad personally, like, he loved, dude. It was his favorite go-to, dude. Every time I see him eat it, man, it just brings back memories. And he just makes it look so good, And then ever since I had my first bowl, dude, I got hooked. On the katil ko. I just had to. Just how you eat it is different, So I want to teach you guys maybe how to eat the katil ko as well, So you add in all your condiments. It's garnished with like fried garlic, green onions, and cilantro. It comes with choice of noodles, rice noodles, egg noodles. You can but I prefer the rice noodles, the thin rice noodles, and then we add in our house sauce on top. It comes with a pork bone on the side. When you're ready and about to eat it, you want to if you want to add sauces, we got hoisin sauce, sriracha, if that's what you like. We have all the other condiments on the side on the table. It's already set. So whatever, if there's any flavors that's missing that you want, it's there. We have it. Fish sauce. If you want a fish sauce, we got the sugars, whatever. We have anything you need, but that's up to you, but we want to make it as a standard ingredients that we put inside. And but for me personally, how I like to eat it is I would take a spoonful of soup, drizzle it on the noodles, and then I would mix it, all the condiments, all the sauces together, take a bite of the noodles, and then slurp the soup right after, and just continue until it's gone, until it's no, it's no more. No more. So, yeah, and then
it's really good.
Yeah. So I mean, I that's what I recommend you eating. Some people like to pour the whole soup into the bowl, but that's your preference. But I think that's our staple. That's our number one food item. If you haven't had a chance, your viewers haven't had a chance to try it, maybe you can come down, since airports are opening up now, maybe that could be the first trip,
yeah, definitely.
to Long Beach, so
that's what I hear too. Usually is their first trip leaving, it's the first stop entering Cali and first stop leaving Cali, so it's kind of cool.
Yes. Yeah. You guys also make like the best jack Kwai too, right? Like fresh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
made to
Oh, that's what I actually forgot. Yeah, to mention too. The chakwai, you can actually we cut it up. We can cut it up for you, or but you can also put that into your bowl of noodles. Or you can dip it right into the soup. Chakwai, we have porridge, house special porridge you can eat with. It's
Baba
very
chimchuruk.
baba chimchuruk.
Yeah, I think that's one of
it's
the
very
best I've had. The baba chimchuruk as well too. So,
yeah. I'm getting hungry just talking about it. I haven't ate anything yet. So.
And isn't your hours of operation like you have to know it? Like, isn't you guys closed on a certain day, right? Because I think I went try to go on like a Monday or something, and it was closed. So, what are your hours of operation so that people know?
So at Long Beach location, our hours are from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then our other location at Rice Strings is we start at 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we're like all day, Monday through Sunday. Mm-hmm. So Long Beach is closed one day out of the week. It's on Mondays.
Monday.
So Tuesdays to Sunday we're open for Long Beach location.
Yeah, and people were back then, dude. Our customers, we had complaints about Monday being closed, and then we got other complaints about not having enough parking, because if you do come to Long Beach, it's in a residential area, and just with the lack of parking, the closing on Mondays, and then we close at 3 p.m. And street sweeping too. All that is people, they get a little flustered, and so that's why we also thought we thought about we need expanding and finding the location in Cerritos. Dude, that was perfect. It had parking, it had we can open all day, and then we don't close any days, so 7 days a week. So we listen to the customers and what they want, and that's what we did. Yeah.
Awesome. So how was it like growing up, your childhood? You can start with Mo.
Man, my childhood, I had some good moments, I'm sure everyone does, good moments, good times, but also the low points as well. But what I remember most about my childhood was I didn't really have the self-esteem. That was the main thing. I didn't have the self-esteem, the high self-esteem. I was at I was insecure. I was known as a crybaby back then. I remember that. I don't know if I saw a video of us when we were kids all together, and I was just crying all day, And, dude, I was just, I was like, man, dude, I cry a lot. But I feel like I didn't really have the childhood I wanted, because of the relationship I had with my parents, and I can't really blame them, because our culture experienced the genocide, and that affected all of our parents, so I'm sure they had some form of PTSD, and that affected how I was raised. I remember being beaten, by my dad. He would discipline us to make sure, like, we're doing the right things, what he see that's right in his eyes. But I feel like he also did take it too far. There's some moments where I would get hit for no reason, stuff like that. So I think that affected me. But overall, I feel like my parents do love us, loved me, they did have a good heart. It's just all that trauma that they've been through, so I understand that now. Looking back, I had to process all that, and I had to let go of certain things, so to be able to have that self-compassion for myself, and to say, hey, you've been through a lot, but you're okay, man. I love you, dude. So that's something that I had to figure that out, throughout my whole journey. But yeah, my childhood it was rough, but it was there was some good moments where I remember family coming together, eating together. Like my mom would be cooking, she would be cooking for us, and I just remember the family gathering together. And then just the aroma of the food, the soup that my mom made, that's what I miss the most, and I think food, that's why I just love, I think that's pretty much why I love food so much, that's something I miss for sure. So Naran, with you, how's your childhood?
Thank you for sharing, Mo. Are you the oldest? And what's your siblings? Are you the middle? Naran's the youngest?
Yeah, I'm the middle child. My name, they call me B.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's either a B or a boy. What else, right?
Yeah. 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 So, and Naran, she's the youngest, the youngest child. Total, we have four boys and 2 girls. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your experience like growing up in LB?
I am the youngest of 6. So for me, I was able to just kind of observe and like experience a lot of things, I guess you can say, like with what Mo went through, what my other brothers went through with the whole like my brother mentioned about my dad hitting them. I would see that and I would just get really scared, or I try to be the best person I can for them or for my parents, and just to like be a loving person. I just didn't want them to be mad, so I tried to be the best daughter I could. So I took in a lot of that fear in, and kind of just lived that way. But growing up in Long Beach, I was just trying to survive pretty much. I experienced a lot of like bullying or like hate crimes and stuff like that. My brothers would come home with like a black eye, or they would like talk about, oh, my bike got stolen. And so that instilled a lot of fear in myself too. Like, oh, I shouldn't be going out. Like, people don't like us, or, you know, we have to be safe. Or so I stayed at home a lot. Pretty much I go to school, I come home, I go to work, and that's all we do. We don't really go anywhere else. Our parents don't want us to go anywhere else because of the danger that was out there, or the things that would happen to us. So yeah, I grew up, I still till this day I'm really scared to even go out or just be out of my comfort zone. But not talking about the world today, you know, it still really hasn't changed much. But yeah, just having each other, having family, that's what I'm grateful for. I'm just having my brother here and having our siblings just work together. That's really keeping us safe and keeping us like sane and keeping us busy, not hearing things outside of what we're doing. So it's the work and the restaurant life has just been a focus for us. And so that's what we continue to do every day. We wake up, we go to work, and we try to find time with family, but it's hard for us too. So it's a lot of rejecting family members as well. We're like, oh no, we can't, we have to work. That's our excuses. Well, not really our excuse, but we just have to work, you know. And so we miss out on a lot of family experiences. When we see family go out and go on vacations, or like when we have gatherings every weekend, it's like we sacrifice that time to go to work. So that I missed out on a lot of things too. I feel like working has just kind of overpowered my life as well. So now I'm just trying to find that balance of just fun, family time, and work. And yeah, because before, my parents, that's all they did. I always saw them go to work, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. They go open, come back home at 12 o'clock, and I barely see them. But when we do get that time together, it's like the best times. Like when Mo mentioned, when they're cooking, or that's why Mondays were our days off. Like the Mondays were the best days for us, because we got to see them. We got to see them rest. We got to see them cook and be in their own like healthy mental state. The other days would just be like busy at work, or just seeing their faces. They would be happy, but at the same time come home like just exhausted. So I saw a lot of that growing up, and there were like happy days too. So we had a good childhood, but at the same time it wasn't like the American dream of childhood, like the white picket fence, the house that had all the money. Or you just, when you see movies or when you watch shows, we don't see that. We see like the American dream, but we don't experience that ourselves. So we always think about like, oh, I kind of want that. I want that as when I get older. But reality hits. You're like, oh, you're not gonna get that. You're gonna have to work hard for your shit, and and commit to yourself, and learn how to love yourself. Right. Mm-hmm. That's what we're learning how to do, is love ourselves, and not having to please everybody. You're not having to meet the certain standard of being American or being Cambodian. Like we're Cambodian and American, so we're like, okay, where do we fall? And so that's where I'm trying to figure out myself too.
Thank you for sharing, Naran, your story, your experience.
Thank you.
What are some challenges that you faced running a family business?
Yeah, that's a good question. So for me personally, working in a family business and being a son was something that was hard for me to juggle, right? I didn't know how to transition from being a good son and then from being an employee working for the family, because sometimes there were days where I would feel unappreciated. Some of the things that I've done, I feel like I did a good job. They don't acknowledge me for that. So that's something that hurts inside for me. And I wanted to prove them that I can do it. I wanted to make my parents proud at the same time. There will be, we would have arguments, I'm sure I'm not sure if you worked in a family business before, but working with your family, it's not I would say it's like the most stressful thing that I've experienced, and but I don't want to say that it's all bad, but it was a lot of good times as well. But I will say that was mainly the struggle that I was dealing with is just trying to get my ideas out, and it does not feel like I'm not being heard, so there was times where my egos, my emotions would get the best of me, the negativity and the tension that for me personally I put out, and that's something that I was struggling with.
Like a lot of obstacles that we've been through as a family, I would say it's hard for us to come to an agreement because everyone wants to share their ideas. So I can see why he struggled a lot, because we kind of dismissed his ideas because we're like, oh, Mo was just having an idea, but we didn't really listen to his ideas. So I mean, he was right in that part, but we did also give him a chance for his ideas. Then his emotional state or his doubt or his self-esteem would get in the way of it. But yeah, that's one of it. I would say obstacles. It would be let's see, with finances, right? Finances, and with incidents with robbery, we would go through a lot of stuff. We just take it day by day, really. Whatever comes up, we're like, okay, this is happening, let's tackle it and move on. So we're not able to dwell on what happened to us. We just know that, we need to open the next day. There's no time to think about it. We have to make sure this business runs, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, yeah, we've gone through obstacles, but I know that we were able to get through it, and we were able to find a solution for anything that happened. But yeah, we've been through a lot of great things at the same time, and and bad things too. So having a restaurant is not easy. That's what I say. I bet. A lot of work. It's a lot of work. But then again, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for what we have, because it also humbles us. We're just so humble, earlier we would talk about, you would say it's a staple at our restaurant is our staple, and people love it, and we still think what, they love us? We still think about, oh, okay, that's awesome, that means we're doing something right. And then when we get one negative comment or we get a Yelp review, we're like, oh my god, I have to fix this. And we were so hard on ourselves because we know that we can do better. We know that our intentions are for the community. Our intentions are to set this restaurant as a place for the community. And when we hear something negative, we're like, okay, let's work on that. Let's see what we can do to fix it. And we just want to make sure that we are doing the best we can. Yeah. For ourselves, but at the same time for the customers and our community.
The struggle was, it was more of an internal struggle for me. It wasn't the external struggles necessarily. Looking back now, that's what I thought it was. It was more of things happening to me. It's their fault, not mine, right? I was playing the blame game, and I didn't take the responsibility, to be a good son, to be a good employee, to work well together with my parents. It was coming from me. I didn't understand that it was my fault, right? I didn't accept that, But now looking back, dude, I see dude, man, I messed up, I didn't know how to handle my emotions. I didn't know how to control those emotions. I didn't know my triggers at that time, right? Why did I get mad? Why did I argue with my mom? Why did I disrespect, my teammates, what? And that was a lot of shame I felt back then, looking back now. So and I was going through that. I was trying to figure all that, process all that, since COVID, and now I'm in a better place. But yeah, that was mainly the obstacles, I would say, challenges that I faced, and it was more internally, for sure.
For me, growing up, I would see Mo. I looked up to Mo. I looked up to all of my siblings, but Mo was the one that he just did things that were outside of the box, or not something that he never done before. So
but deep down, for me, I wanted to make sure the business is thriving, it's doing well. We came here poor, we didn't have much. We worked our way up. It was a small little shack, and I saw the hard work my parents put in, and that's something that I want to make sure I can bring to the table. I admire my dad. I admire my older brother. I looked up to them growing up. And I wanted to be just like them. I wanted to have this connection with all of my family members. But the first connection that I realizing it now, what I need to have was the connection with myself. I need to be okay with myself. I need to have that confidence, that self-esteem where I'm like, I can do this. I shouldn't be afraid of making mistakes, right? That was a big part. I was afraid of making mistakes at that time. So that was another struggle that I was dealing with. And I just wanted to please other people. And at the end of the day, I wasn't happy of what I was doing. I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't being genuine to myself, So yeah, so family, for me is very important, and coming out with all these new ideas and experimenting with new things and creating new items, it's something that I feel like it will help the business grow, and all the stuff that I do is mainly for the family, and that's why I do what I do, so.
Yeah, same with me. Like growing up, like, oh, my family's doing it, I guess I got to do it too, or I want to do it too, because I want to make them proud as well. So that's why we can continue to do what we're doing, because we are all in it together. Like if one like decides to stop, it's like we're like losing a member, but at the same time, it's now we know that this isn't forever, but it's like if we continue to just do it, we never know, like maybe we might open a third one. We're just gonna keep going until we can't.
Yeah. And another reason why I want to continue my family legacy and to continue growing this business is to represent our Cambodian food and culture, to represent Cambodian, and to put them on I would say a bigger light, like I just want to make Cambodian shine, because we came through a lot. Your family been through a lot, I'm sure, just Cambodia in general, like, with the war and everything. So now coming to America, with nothing, and people are, that I've experienced, are talking down on you, and I wasn't proud to be Cambodian at that time, so that was another struggle that I was dealing with. But now I'm more proud. It's like, it made me more proud to be Cambodian, and to make sure that, we do the best we can, so our community can be proud as well, so.
Yeah, and also like one great thing about working at a Cambodian restaurant, at our own like cultures restaurant, besides the gossip and all that stuff, it's actually, we have like really great conversations with the elders, with the younger generations. It's like we're getting a little bit of everybody's lives, and we all can relate and connect to each other. That's why our community is so tight. We always look out after each other, even if like we have bad days or good days. Like in the restaurant, we kind of help heal each other through our traumas and talk about it and eat and laugh and just kind of like, hey, this is life, but like we're here, right? We made it.
It feels like home when I visit over there. It feels like a very good energy. It just feels like it's a good vibe every time I go to your Phnom Penh Noodle Shack. And just,
that's what we want.
I feel like family, and you guys treat me like family. I'm not even a customer, it's like,
you are, dude.
It's just a good feeling to be there, the good food, people having conversations. It just, I totally get what you guys are saying. So it's like, I was there, so it's like, and salute to you guys for continuing the legacy from 1985 and it's 2021. You guys are still going strong. Not a lot of businesses could say they could be open that long, and to provide, Cambodian cuisine and just the growth. Like how does it feel like just watching your business grow, all the hard work you guys put in? I see a lot of, press. I see, Andrew Zimmer was there. I see a lot of, like BuzzFeed type videos. I'm not sure what it was, but it's like a lot of you guys getting a lot of press. How does that make you feel to see your hard work being noticed on like a mainstream level?
For me, I stay humble. I don't want to get too high on all the accolades, and at the same time, I don't want to get too low on my failures and my mistakes. So I just try to stay calm, just try to stay humble, and just to be grateful for what we have and what we've built, and never lose focus on the goal, the mission, never sway from my values, stay true to those. And when my actions and are aligned with that, I'm okay. I'm fine. I can be happy. I can sleep better, right? But that was our intention in the first place. We wanted to spread more awareness of what we do, and we just want to shine that light and make it a lot brighter, for our community.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Like we are seen. That's what one thing for sure. Like, oh, we're seen, and people know about us. So we're like, oh my God, people are like talking about Cambodian food. We're like, oh, this is kind of good right now. Let's just keep it going, and seeing all the press and seeing all the people that's like into our food and all the recommendations they would send us over. It's just like, wow, it's humbling, and we're grateful, and we're like, okay, I guess we're doing something great. And I'm just very proud of my family. I'm proud of how far we've come. It doesn't stop there after one press. We're like,
yeah.
And the goal isn't to get as many presses. The goal is to just make everyone happy, to just have a meal and go on with your day, and just to make sure that, like, we're just here to fulfill your day.
Yeah, bring more joy,
bring
more joy, and just connect with one another, get to understand one another, through food. That's what I believe, that deeper connection and understanding, with each other, So there's a lot of hate going on right now, right? So,
right.
Yeah, it's sad to see that, and that's something we want to help solve a problem, to just bring more love to
food brings people together.
Yeah.
And like watching all of the customers, it isn't just only Cambodian customers that come and dine.
Yeah, we want that diversity. We want to have that unity. Everyone's welcome. We want to just spread the love for everyone. It's not just about the Cambodian community. All races, all cultures are welcome. So that's what we're passionate about as well.
Thank you for sharing. Rice Strings. When did you guys open Rice Strings?
We opened 2017 in December, and then we started to operate like January 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's 2021, so it's been almost what's the math? like 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years now. 3 years. But what people actually don't know is that on that day that we opened, December 17th, was the day my mom passed away.
We were struggling to figure out what should we do, because we have a mom that has cancer. She's going through a lot right now. We're juggling between two restaurants. It's a lot. It was heavy. It was heavy, and we lost our father in 2014, and then that took my mom was very devastated and depressed about that. And 3 years later, she passed away in December 2017, and then we opened. It was weird timing, but
it was a chaotic time at that moment. Everything you thought can go wrong, it went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was off. The service was off. The food was off. The vibe was off. It was a hard time. But now,
there was a time when we were gonna literally close down. Like, we didn't want to do it.
Yeah, we didn't want to do it anymore, for sure. But now, looking back, we're glad that we continued it. 3 years in it, and it actually helped us become a lot stronger going through all that. It helped grow. It made us become better. We made some changes. We made sacrifices.
We just thought about what our parents would do, right? What would they do? What would they want us to do? They would always tell us, go to work, wake up, go to work. It's like, that's the only thing. We're like, go to work. Okay, we're like, let's snap out of it. They want us to go to work. They want us to keep going, to not give up. They came here to give us that dream, to help us, help us with a life that they never had. So we cannot, there's no way of giving up. There's no way of letting all the hard work that our parents put in to go to waste, and we saw something bigger than that, bigger than our life. It's more for the whole culture and the community, and just representing, what we have. Yeah.
Rest in peace to both of your parents. I'm pretty sure they're proud of you guys for continuing to live out their dream. And as long as you guys are having fun, you guys enjoy what you do, or you guys love making food, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, sometimes.
yeah. I mean, there was a time where I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't know if this restaurant thing was for me. I was jumping around a lot. I mean, I'm sure as young kids, in the teens and in the early 20s, it was a hard time figuring that out. So we got to experiment and try new things, and something hopefully will click, right? But for me, looking back now, like, dude, I was like born to do this. Now I enjoy it a lot more than before. I've got good at this. And I just love the energy a restaurant brings. In general, like it's just a lot of things moving. If you ever experienced working in a restaurant before, I mean, the pressure is on. You got to deliver. The customers are waiting. It's not like where you can just go to the mall and buy a pair of shoes, or buy a favorite shirt, your favorite shirt. There's no pressure. It's hanging on the rack, right? And then you can just pick it right out. But when it comes to food, you got to bring that quality right then and there. Everything is under one roof. So I think that's what I enjoy, and I realize that now. And it's the people that we work with, and it's the customers that we're serving. It's the stories that we hear. That's what brings me a lot of joy. So I would say, yeah, I love what I do. And hopefully to all your viewers, they find what they love to do, find that passion. But it's just through figuring it all out and just trying new things, and just eventually you'll find it. So yeah.
Now I see why our parents keep busy and work. It's, I think, a therapeutic thing for them. And now just trying to cope with my parents' loss, it's therapeutic for me to cook and do the things they did, make that sauce or make that soup. It's just like, wow, it actually brings you a good feeling to be able to create something that is great, that is delicious. We came a long way, but excited for the future, I think.
Yeah, that's good to say. I mean, that's true. I'm excited. I'm optimistic for sure, even with all this corona going on.
Yeah, how have you guys been holding up during the pandemic?
It didn't affect us as much, I would say, because we've been doing takeout way before, since '85, and people still order us for takeout. Yeah, but our revenue did cut in half. We did make less, and that's what every hospitality business, restaurant business out there. I mean, that was the hardest hit, was in the restaurant industry. But I think we're fortunate to still have customers who still want to order takeout with us. And I'm grateful that we have the support from the community. So, yeah,
it was a big hit for us in the beginning too, especially when we had our second location. That one was way different than our first location. But speaking for Rice String, it was hard for us. We're like, okay, we either have to decide to close down, like let's just close this chapter and just continue to focus on Long Beach location. And so, but we had to find a way. So we had to let go of a lot of our workers, pretty much all of our workers, and did the work ourselves.
Yeah.
Because it was probably just 3 people, one in the front, one in the kitchen, and that was it, one prepper. And I had to work, and stay open. And that was our ways to gain back the customers. I think in the beginning, everyone was scared, right? And then later on, they started to feel like, okay, we can get out a little bit. We can go get takeout. And with the community and social media, they would say, look, go help out restaurants. And that really helped out a lot too, for us. And so we saw that maybe we could continue to work if we just keep going and finding ways to maybe give out promotions, or just, hey, come out here, we have delivery now. We're just trying to come up with something to make ends meet. Really, our rent was still, we had a lot to pay for.
It was due every month, right? Still.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got lucky because our landlord was able to give us a break. So that one helped us a lot. And until this day, now that we're opening, it's I'm happy we stayed open. Like we continued to just keep going.
Weather the storm. So it's like that's good that you guys didn't give up, which is powerful. You know, like a lot of business, like all over New York, they shut down. Like the business that's been open for decades. You know, like
Wow.
that just shows you guys' resilience and stuff. Like I think that's important to not give up in life, not just business, like life, whatever you guys do. So salute to you guys for
thank you.
pushing through.
We want everyone in the community to have that. I think with what our parents have gone through, they instilled that resilience in us. And I'm sure we all have someone we care about. We all have something important to us that we don't want to lose, right? And we gotta fight for it. And I'm sure everyone listening, they have that. So I believe that for sure.
Fast forward to now, as California is opening up more and starting to become more, like normal. Well, COVID's still a real popping out thing out there. Just business are starting to open up more. Vaccines are rolling out. How has business changed now? Are you seeing more people dine in? Is there like a capacity that you guys have in your restaurants?
Yeah, for Long Beach currently now we're still doing takeout because we're still short staffed in the kitchen. We need to bring in the workers back. Some workers don't want to come back, I guess because unemployment is still going on. But we're gonna open up dine-in soon. I'm thinking sometime in April. We don't have an exact date yet. But Rice String in Los Cerritos, dine-in, outdoor seating, indoors is open. I think the numbers are going back up to previous before COVID, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can talk about that.
I mean, during COVID, there was a time when you can only eat outside, right? First it was takeout only, and then you can eat outside. And we got lucky with the patio with our location. We're like, whoa, we have a patio. Other people are putting up tents and putting up canopies and stuff, and we're like, okay, so this was our opportunity to take advantage of. And then now we're dining in 20% capacity. Just like social distance, so we're kind of skipping tables and stuff. So there's a lot of traffic going in and out of our restaurant, which is really good. And we were able to just try to bring the food quality up as well. Our safety, like sanitization everywhere, like every corner, making sure we sanitize everything, making sure we sanitize the pens. It's like a lot of cleaning, a lot of washing your hands. I mean, before we washed our hands, but now it's like, okay, after you touch everything, you gotta wash your hands and you gotta make sure you check your temperature. It's like way different. We have to have face shields or masks every day. It's like hard, even if for masks, I interviewed like new employees and then they had their mask during the interviews and I don't even know how they look like. I didn't think about it until I saw their ID. And so one day, like I saw their face, like, oh shoot, who did I hire? Like, oh shoot, like, it's just funny. But then that's a silver lining. It's like where you kind of just find light in little things and try to make joy out of it. But I know COVID is getting a lot of communities out there, and that's something we can understand and like feel for. But
I haven't been to the Cerritos location yet, so maybe one day when I visit, I definitely want to check out
man,
and support.
Come down, we got you.
Tell me about Cerritos. Is it like a more like a up and coming neighborhood? Is it more? Is like the neighborhood
Cerritos?
itself? Is it how different is it from Long Beach? Like how far is it from Long Beach? And
there's a lot of different restaurants in our location. Yeah, there's a lot of different restaurants and like different shopping, like Cerritos Mall. So it's a lot of traffic going in and out of Cerritos area. So it's a lot more alive and like
a lot of foot traffic. So people just see your sign and just pull up.
Yeah.
Versus Long Beach, we're like in a neighborhood, so we're like hidden. People think it's a house every time they drive by.
Like Noodle Shack for real.
Yeah.
They really think we lived in there. They're like, oh
really?
Upstairs? I'm like, they're still upstairs like this whole time. I'm like, I should just play along with it. Like, oh yeah, we live here. At the end of the day, we close out. We actually do. Funny. Actually, we live there. We kind of do live there. That's our second home. Yeah.
I remember. Didn't your parents lived across the street or nearby at the time?
We lived close, like a block away. I can just walk
I remember that.
Yeah.
'Cause I stayed at your place that one year.
Yeah, I did.
I picked you up.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
brought you into home, and I set up, your bed and all that, and make sure. To
Or was
bring
that
the hot
New Year? I don't remember what it was. Was it New Year or was it something else?
It was New Year.
I didn't we go see a movie?
Oh, it was a music festival. It was Cambodian music festival. Because I remember I went to Long Beach probably like 4 or 5 times, but that's like, every time I link up with you. So it's like, I was just trying to find which event what was. Because I remember, staying at your house, and it was cool, man. It was a good experience, man.
And you also went shopping with me. Remember back,
yeah, man.
shopping.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Yeah, I remember you took me to like a day in the life of Mo, where you were like, shopping for your restaurant, like ingredients, some palay and stuff. And at the time, you asked me about what I want for my bowl. Let's talk about the Chluy Bowl. So I just told you what I liked.
Yeah, that was.
And tell us about the Chluy Bowl. So how that come about? What made you come up with that idea? So I'm forever thankful to be like immortalized in your menu, and hopefully people like the dish. Is it popping still or not? Intestines are not for everybody. Not everybody like intestines. I like intestines. And quail eggs.
Yeah. So before all this, seeing you on YouTube, right? The whole family, we love your videos with the hang to a gang, so that was classic, right? So I always looked up to you. I admire what you did, and I was honored to be in your presence, and that's when I just, we were hanging out. I think we were eating some kind of soup or something like that. We went out to a restaurant, and then I saw like quail eggs. I just thought about, at that moment, I was like, man, we gotta create a bowl. We gotta create a bowl for this guy, man. Dude, like, I respect this guy. I love what he does. I love what you do, and I think the community would love a Chluy Bowl. I was thinking in my mind, so that's when I asked you, what do you want in your bowl? Because I really wanted to do this, so. And then you told me, intestines, and again, we're eating soup, and the quail eggs popped out, and I was like, well, what about quail eggs? Like, sure, I love quail eggs.
I love quail eggs.
And then we add pork rinds, and then that's the bowl we came up, and we called it the Chluy Bowl, right?
The pork rinds add that crunch, though. Like, if you never had pork rinds in your cathedral, you gotta have it. But Chluy Bowl, man, it's the original. Phnom Penh Noodle Shack is the home of the Chluy Bowl. You guys serve it too at Rice Strings?
Yeah,
Rice String too. Yeah, we got to. Man.
How popular is it? Do people even ask for intestines? I feel like in California with the Khmer or Asian community, it's normal to ask for intestines. Like over here, like I have friends be like, ew, you know what I mean? They'd be like, intestines.
They actually want extra intestines.
Yeah, so. You got to get extra.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, and we at that time too, we also I think we created during 2012 or 13. I think that's when it came out. And remember we tried to create a Chluy sauce. It was a hot sauce as well. Yeah. I think with the help of Bong Chad.
Shout out to Bong Chad. Yeah. You and him are probably the first people I met in Long Beach, and we till this day we have a good relationship.
He's someone I admire as well. I look up to him.
He's like a go-getter. Like a hard worker, and just always on his grind. Like you guys are like inspired me. And I'm not even in the culinary field. Just like you guys' work ethic. You guys are still you're still here for a reason, because you guys put in the work. It's like a lot of hard work that goes behind the scenes, and people don't see it, and you guys don't even and that's what I admire about you and Mo Chad and your whole family, man. Shout out to your fam.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're all just trying to do the best we can. Life in general it's tough, it's hard, right? There's no doubt, we're gonna struggle, but what keeps us going, it's the love for one another, right? It's the family, it's the community, so we're never going to forget that, and that's always going to be one of the main driving force to help us continue what we do and to never give up, right? So we should always have that in us. So
thank you.
Yeah.
So, what does success and happiness mean to you?
Again, for me, it's not the accolades, it's not the achievements, it's not the money, it's not the material things, right? It's did I do the best I can today? Did I truly be myself? Was I authentic? Was I genuine? Did I stay true to my values, right? At the end of the day, right? Did I hurt anyone? Did I, like, was I a good guy? Was I a good person? Did I really help out the business? If I stay true to that, I think that's success. And I think about my the day that I'm no longer here. Ever since my parents passed, I think about my death. I think about how I would feel. What will there be any regrets? So I don't know that now, but hopefully I can achieve that. And success for me is to say that I can die at peace. I can live a peaceful life, and I did all I can. I did the best I can, and I put everything out on the table, So I'll say that's success. For me, happiness, man, there's so many. Sure, I have a lot of books back here. There's a lot of books on happiness and stuff. I do read them, but I think it's a moment-to-moment basis. It's something that brings you joy, right? Whatever that is. It's a feeling for me. It's a feeling that my relationships, because I think for me relationships is very important, right? That I get along with everyone. That I've built a connection with someone without judging someone, right? Without disrespecting someone, just treating someone with kindness, with love, and then getting that back. That brings me joy. That makes me happy, right? It's more internal, I would say. It's not the external. You think, oh, buying that shoe. That's what I thought. Buying this shoe, buying this clothes, buying this house, this car will bring me happiness. But it was all the wrong places where I looked, and I forgot to look more inside, more internal. Like happiness, I believe we all have it inside us, and it's not the external things. So that's what I believe.
Right. Happiness is from within. It's your choice to be happy. You can either be mad or you can be happy. It's like, it's up to you. You are in control of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's with success too. It's like, it can be, everybody has their own definition of success. And success is for me is like, as long as we are able to find the common ground and like to make sure we are able to open the restaurant or just make sure we have a good relationship, that's success already. And just putting the effort in is success to me. And seeing the growth is success, And it's all about the journey and the process of everything.
The marathon continues.
Yes, exactly.
Word to Nip.
Yes.
What are 3 lessons that can benefit? What are some lessons that can benefit the listeners? You can both answer.
The lessons that I've learned from my parents and just throughout my journey, I would say that one, just be kind to others. You don't know what they're going through, right? You don't know what people are going through. They could be having a hard time with their with their loved ones. I don't know. It can be anything, but we don't know. We can't judge. So that was one thing that I've learned, and just to try to understand one another, respect one another, right? Don't judge each other, right? So that was one lesson that I think is very important. Another lesson is whatever you want in life, it's going to take a lot of sacrifice. It's going to take a lot of work, right? And that's something you just got to accept, right? And life is going to be a struggle, right? And it's going to be hard, but believe that we as humans in general, like we can adapt to anything. I'm fortunate, dude. Like I'm not born a cow or a pig or, I'm a human being, so we have a lot of power, so we can do anything, if we wanted to, but it all comes from our mindset, our mentality, the way we think and what we believe. And so I would say, just don't listen to too much about, an outside society and the news and what's going on, because there's a lot of BS out there, right? So you got to find that truth, figure out your calling, because everyone has a gift. Everyone has something to offer, to the world. So I would say those are the main two two, three things I would say.
That pretty much sums up all the things I would actually agree with too. So yeah, it's just hard work. There's a lot of sacrifices, and the lessons are just to kind of believe in yourself, know that everything's gonna be okay, and to not be so hard on yourself.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one for me. Yeah.
Like take things as it is, and to not overthink it, and to just take it day by day. But also at the same time, keep in mind, be mindful of others, and be compassionate and considerate of people's feelings too. So being kind is very important, because you don't know what everyone's going through. People are going through so much when they hide it, and maybe they express it in a certain way. It's not because of you, it's because they're going through something, you know, and you just have to be understanding of their situations.
I agree.
Be grateful for everything.
Yeah, gratitude is it's powerful. Yeah, it can shift you into a better place. It's just that's another one. But just be thankful for what you have, you know, because there's other parts of the world, other countries that, you know, there's not enough food, right? There's not enough water. You know, I'm fortunate, I'm blessed to have a house, to have food to eat, to have good water to drink, you know, to have to be in America, you know, in general, you know, like there's a lot of opportunity here, you know, so don't take things for granted, you know, and just be grateful that you're still here.
What are you most proud of?
Oh, what am I? Okay,
you wanna go first?
That? Okay,
you can go first.
I'm really proud of myself for being able to wake up in the morning.
That's a good one.
Like, I'm proud. Sometimes there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to get up. I just want to sleep. You know, there's a stage in my life where I was depressed for a long time, and I'm still, you know, finding that positive light. But yeah, I'm proud of myself for being the youngest of 6, you know, trying to make everyone happy. And there's a reason why I'm here. I know I'm here to bring everyone together. And that's why I'm proud that I was able to be that for my parents too. So I sacrificed a lot, I would say, and for my friends. I have so much love for my friends and my family. Yeah, and mainly I'm proud of my family too. I'm proud of each and every one of them. Even my grandparents that passed, or my parents. Like, I'm just so proud how far we've come, you know, despite all the tragedy that happened before us and stuff. I'm just proud of today. Yeah, of this opportunity, pretty much too.
For me, in terms of the Cambodian community, you know, our people, I'm proud that, you know, we have that resilience. You know, we have that. We don't forget those tragedies that happened. We use that to drive us forward. You know, we use that pain, right, to move us forward and to help us overcome these challenges that we're facing. You know, we have this power within us, you know, so I'm proud of our people, you know, to always continue growing, to become, you know, better, and to help supporting one another, you know. For me personally, I was struggling with being proud of myself, because during my younger years, I would always beat myself. Like Naran said, being hard on yourself, that was a big one. I was very hard on myself. I was never proud of what I did. You know, I thought I could have done more, but I didn't do it. You know, so and with my mistakes and, you know, that I've made, I would end up beating myself. You know, and I would get into a low point. I would say like depression. You know, and it was hard for me to get out of. So it was a struggle for me. But now looking back, I would say I'm more proud that I didn't give up. You know, I continue working with the family. I continue helping the family grow the business. You know, even though with all the tension and the arguments that we had, deep down I still cared about my family, and I cared about the business, and I cared about the community, and I want to make sure that our business is thriving. You know, and that's something that I feel now that I'm more proud of, and just to continue learning, you know, and just continue growing. And that's very important to me. Yeah. And just being able to say you're wrong. If you're not doing something right, if your ideas are not going through, it's not working, just, you know, say, hey, you know, I messed up. let's go back to the drawing board and let's come up with some new ideas. And if someone else come with a better idea, I'll be like, you're right. Let's test this out. Let's try this out. So I was able to drop the ego. I was able to not be defensive. So it's more about trying to understand the other side. So I'm proud of that. So there's a lot of things that I've realized now that I didn't realize before. So and that comes with growth and just awareness, right? So that's very important.
I'm proud of you both for for coming on here on the podcast and sharing your personal experiences.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, man. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Yeah, I know it's an honor.
Want to continue to support you guys, support Phnom Penh Noodle Shack, Rice Strings, and anybody that's visiting Long Beach. Make sure you guys visit both locations.
Yes. And also our brother was able to, do his own thing and expand to like another shack, but it's called AJ Seafood
Shack.
AJ Seafood Shack.
AJ Seafood Shack, our oldest brother. He has his own restaurant, Little Shack, right off of in Cambodia Town, off of Anaheim and Obispo, right? So check that out. AJ Seafood Shack. Yep.
Seafood. So he specializes in seafood.
Yeah. He does like a lot of the cooking that my dad used to cook. He does all the lobster and the crab and the seafood. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really
go check it out. I love me some seafood.
Yeah. So it's coming up. We're all trying out here and we're just trying to like
support each other. That's what we got to do more of. And for your show and for what you do, we want to support you as well. Just to help our community come up, and just and when I see all that, when I see everyone doing well, it makes me happy. So whatever value, whatever thing I can help bring, hopefully this podcast can help anyone who's struggling, whatever they're dealing with, get into a better place, and just love life, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mo and Naran.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure for sure.
Definitely brought a lot of value and a lot of positive takeaways this episode, and you can't wait to see you guys soon. Hopefully, I definitely want to visit. Long Beach is like my home away from home. I always have a little place in my heart. Still to this day, one of my favorite places to visit. Just the people, the energy, the vibe, just good food, good eats, good everything, good weather, in and out.
We gotta. I wanna visit New York too, man. Maybe go down to New York. You're living in Philly. Are you in Philly or?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Oh yeah. Brooklyn. I remember going to your place one time, and that was
I don't live there anymore.
You don't.
Like a little bachelor pad, but it's like I live with my girl now. We live in South Brooklyn neighborhood called Decker Heights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a cool neighborhood.
Born and raised.
Different. No, I'm Seattle. I'm from Seattle. I've been here for like 10 years though. I've been saying 10 years for like 10 years now, so probably 11 years now. Yeah. Anytime you guys come out to the East Coast, man, reach out to me. Let's link up, man. Hopefully things will get better with the whole COVID situation and it dies out. Hopefully, Make sure you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and so Sudachanam Tamai. How we celebrating? How you guys celebrating? You guys are working. I know. You guys are probably gonna get a New Year crowd, huh? For food.
Sure.
Yeah.
April is always busy for us.
Yeah, but the parks are closed. I think we're still doing. I think there's a lot of virtual events going on, right? So
I'm pretty sure people's gonna order food and it's gonna be like it's gonna be busy. So ready for that.
Yeah.
We look forward to that.
We look forward to that for sure.
We don't close on New Year's. We don't close any holidays.
Yeah. No, actually, the only holiday we close previously back then was Cambodian New Year.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, because before COVID, Corona, the parks are open. Everyone wants to go out. So we want to go out too. We need a break too. So we want to celebrate.
Yes.
So we close that day, but I think this year we're not going to close. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe by next year, everything opens up like officially. Definitely want to make my way back down to Long Beach and visit you guys.
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Always welcome, Memo.
Thank you so much. You're always welcome in New York as well.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Any last words or shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to the Cambodian community, shout out to the Asian community, to all the people that are working hard, to all the elders that sacrifice a lot for us to get here. Shout out to just people giving out love and just showing the positive outlooks in life. But at the same time, it's like, it's always good to stay humble. So just stay humble, be kind. Stop hating Asians, please. We ain't doing nothing. All we do is support and love. That's all we want to do. That's what I want to say, pretty much.
Thank you. I agree, 1,000%.
Yeah. I don't have much to say. I think I said what I wanted to say. So yeah, I appreciate you, Memo.
Appreciate you,
and that Hellachluy,
Yes.
you the man. All the laughter that you gave me and the community.
Yes.
You bring us joy, So
even on the menu, they're like, "What's Chluy?" And they start laughing.
All right.
Appreciate you guys. Can't wait to share the episode. It's gonna be a good one. And
yes, everyone have a great New Year. Be safe.
Yes.
And have a good time with your family.
Thank you.